Trump posing in a GQ spread. Okay, that started it.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've said this before, but could you have ever imagined that in a presidential race we'd be talking about, you know, the tweeting of pictures of people's wives and doing side-by-side comparisons of, like, who has the hotter wife? Yeah. I mean, really, that is actually
also,
what we're now doing.
Fairness, not getting into looksism, but taking the most grouchy-looking picture of one person against a perfect picture of another.
Well, right, and it really goes to what is out of bounds and what is in bounds now.
Remember when Mitt Romney was getting hit for his awkward phrasing of binders full of women? He was accused of being anti-woman.
I was thinking of binders full of women. That was wholesome.
Right. I mean, compared to what we're seeing today, we're seeing misogyny play out in the Republican
well, at least look.
The thing that perhaps bothered me the most was the fact that, did you look at the timestamp on Donald Trump's tweet? It came out at about midnight. So here we are a couple days after the most serious strike inside Brussels since World War II. And the front runner for the Republican nomination is going through his Twitter trolls and retweeting Twitter bile basically about another candidate's wife. And I just...
At 12:30 in the morning.
Is this an itchy Twitter finger?
I think maybe he needs to be taken off Twitter for his own good. But this is also why, when you look at the polls, 60% of Republicans say they're embarrassed by the discourse that's taking place in their party right now. And this is why. This is a perfect example. And the thing here, Chris, is that this is not something new, okay? We're covering it like it's new, but it's not new. He's been saying things like this and implying things like this about women for a long time, going back to Carly Fiorina, yes. And I'll use her phrase, or her line there, that, you know, every woman in America is going to know what Mr. Trump meant with that tweet.
That's actually one of the best lines of this whole campaign, because it was so profound.
She had the best week of her entire candidacy.
And yet he kept punching against Rosie. Yep. He keeps punching against Kelly. He just keeps punching.
You know, he's about to go up against Hillary Clinton, most likely, in the general election.
And you know what we're all hearing about that. It's going to be down and dirty. We hear that from everybody. Yeah.
And from a political perspective, the one thing that makes this different is that in the past he's gone after disgusting members of the media, left-wing, you know, pundits and movie stars. But this is a Republican woman who is only in the spotlight because her husband is running for president.
By the way, he will need her and him in the general. Come convention time, they're all going to be holding each other's hands in the air, right?
Right.
That's how it usually works. Maybe the usual works.
I'm not sure it works out that way.
Right. I mean, maybe not.
Tim, thanks for coming on. Thank you.